I'm Sam.
And I'm Greg.
We're human beings. And we like movies.
We'll be doing reviews of brand new releases,
Old classics,
entire sagas,
and even TV shows and video games.
This is Reaction Time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 41 of Reaction Time Podcast.
You know, my dad was 41 once. Just thought it would make it a significant number, and now that I've said it, I realize that it might not be.
I don't think my dad was ever 41.
No.
So
Most people's weren't.
no.
Dads
They were
are
usually 40 and then 42.
dads are born at 50.
That's
I'm convinced,
true.
and they just go from there.
Look at me. I'm definitely 50.
Do you even qualify as
I've
a
already got the
dad?
hair loss and everything.
Now, are you a dad, a father, or a daddy?
Depends on who you ask.
Touche. You guys, today we're talking about the new Star Wars TV show, Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Are you ready to jump into this?
Yeah, man.
So how do you want to do this? You want to go episode by episode, or do you want to just do the visuals overall? We kind of already touched on like the vibes of the episodes, and maybe we can just touch on different things. I don't think we need to go episode by episode and break it down because, there were slower episodes and stuff. So
I don't know what I'd give each episode out of 10 either.
yeah,
Other than like episode 5 would probably be like a 10 out of 10.
yeah. So let's jump into visuals.
Okay.
What kind of notes you got? I have some notes in my head. I didn't write down any notes for the show, you guys. I was enthralled the whole time and forgot to pull out my phone.
So enthralled that he gave it a 7.5 or whatever.
I was enthralled. Doesn't mean I loved it, but I was waiting till I did love it.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to be blown. That's the thing, is they did a good job at keeping me captivated.
Yes.
It's not that there was only one part where I was watching it that I was legitimately bored in episode 7. No, 6.
6.
It was the end of 6 where she was riding for a long time. Wait.
Oh, well, no, that's not the end.
No, that was the end of 7 then. When does she find... Spoilers. When does she find Ezra?
That's 6.
Yeah. It was while she was riding around at the end of that where I was kind of low-key bored.
Which again, why couldn't Thrawn ever find him?
No, I think he could. I think he just... Ezra
Why
kept
didn't he?
winning.
Why didn't he? How could he have not killed Ezra?
Thrawn said that... So, okay, let's jump into this. Now we're talking about this. Because I thought the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I listened to somebody breaking it down, and he said, Thrawn says, our numbers have been dwindling. Why would any stormtroopers be dying if it wasn't Ezra? Who else is killing them?
Okay.
They're not at war
but
with anybody else.
How many night troopers did they have?
A lot.
Why did they just send all of them to Ezra?
Because Ezra would poke him with the Force. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I know you got a lot of why didn't they do this thing.
I have so many of those, but I've already talked to you about most, so I probably won't bring a lot of them up.
Okay, good. So
my
talk to me about
visual
visuals.
notes that I have. Have you seen Treasure Planet?
Is that the animated thing?
Yeah.
How is it different from Treasure Island? Is that animated too?
I don't know what Treasure Island is.
Then maybe it's not even that. Then yes, I've seen Treasure Planet.
Treasure
Is there a
Planet.
guy with a robotic arm?
Yes.
Okay, I have seen that. I
Yeah.
lost my tooth watching that in first grade.
That's
Go
a memory.
on. I know. Well, it was hanging by one nerve, and I was freaking out because I didn't know if I was allowed to yank it out during the movie. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
I was 6.
I love Treasure Planet. Do you remember the orb that he plays with?
I only remember
And he
that
hits
there's
all
a
the
guy
dots.
who has a split cut and he has glasses and a guy with a robotic arm, and I lost my tooth. Those are all my memories about that movie.
Well, in Treasure Planet, the map to Treasure Planet is this orb that you spin and hit dots and buttons and everything to unlock it.
That's like this show.
Exactly. So that's what I said. The orb is like Treasure Planet.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm a big orb fan. I like orbs.
Okay.
Like, if a show's got an orb,
Just makes it better.
Like, when in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, when he goes to find that orb, big fan, man.
What about orbs?
I don't know, man. There's something about orbs.
You haven't seen Loki, the first episode, have you?
Stop! Don't spoil orbs for
It's
me.
not orbs.
Okay, well, it's boxes. I don't
name.
like boxes as Orbicorp.
No. Ouroboros.
I just like orbs. Okay.
Okay. You can like
You don't
orbs.
like any orbs? You've never liked an orb before.
No, I like orbs. Why do you like orbs?
You heard it here first, folks. Courtney, my wife. Craig is an orb hater.
I literally thought it looked like Treasure Planet, and that's a cool part of Treasure Planet.
Yeah, and I said I like orbs, and you gave me a look like you like orbs?
That's just a weird thing for somebody to say.
No, you don't get it. Orbs for life. OFL, bro.
When they open the map,
yeah,
I love all the scale markers that were around it.
Cool.
I thought that looked really, really cool.
Yeah, it was a good design.
Okay, holograms.
Yes.
2 things.
Okay.
Why do they all still super finicky and glitchy? Just
Star Wars.
That's Star Wars?
In.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to feel. Star Wars is something that's supposed to feel like it's old tech to them.
Okay.
It's like somebody using like a flip phone.
Okay.
But they only have flip phone. It's like, so here's the thing. Star Wars has lightsabers, but then you also look at like their targeting systems, and it's like this little box with
true.
other little grids, and it's like beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep,
yeah,
beep,
and it's
beep,
super
it's
old tech.
Star Wars is not supposed to feel. It's a little bit of both. I talked about this last week with like the lived-in futuristic thing. That's what it is.
So then, how do you explain the new holograms look dope as hell?
Magic, bro.
Dude,
those are the Night Sister magic holograms.
Cool.
Yeah.
All the freaking particles and everything.
Freaking so cool. Yeah.
I want all the holograms to look like that.
I know, right?
Screw the other ones.
Yeah.
They're lame.
Lame.
Okay. Why do all girls cut their hair when they change?
I was hoping you would ask this, Craig. I was so hoping. So Sabine, you're talking about Sabine,
yeah.
I'm assuming. She always had
she has her change.
She always had short hair, and then she got all grumpy and decided to not be a Mandalorian anymore. So she let her hair grow out. You want to know why she had short hair? Because her head would get so sweaty under her helmet. That's actually canon.
Is that really?
Yeah.
But all girls, not even just.
No, I know.
They.
But it's also like it's very. But
all the girls that are listening to this episode, if you have a big change in your life, would you cut your hair?
Yes,
and
bangs.
why?
Are you kidding me? That's just her version of bangs.
But
no,
why
it's
is
not.
it?
It's very samurai. That's like in every old samurai movie ever.
that's
When they're
great.
making a change, they go. And they cut their hair and it's super lit. And nobody knows why they do it, but it's fun.
Yeah, but even not in samurai movies. It's like anytime a girl has a change, her change is to cut her hair.
Or dye it, or both.
Sabine.
I don't know.
Okay, well.
Sorry that her haircut really made you that mad. That feels like a personal problem, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yeah, I get it.
The shot, I think in episode 8, when you have the thingy, the hyperdrive, light year space circle in the Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
One of the coolest Star Wars shots I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. It's very atmospheric and very cool. Everything with that Star Destroyer was so... What's that ship called?
I don't know.
Urkel Gru? No, I can't remember.
That's a weird name.
No, it's from The Office.
No.
I need to start a support group for people who can't stop quoting The Office. I really do. His ship has a name, but it is a Star Destroyer. It just has its own name for him. But yeah, the first time you see it in episode 6, when it just like comes over and it's just, it's so cool.
It's so reminiscent.
Yeah.
That's fan service right there.
That is fan service right there. Can I talk about a really bad CGI thing?
Okay.
Like really bad. It's the worst CGI that's ever existed in Star Wars.
Oh my gosh.
And they decided, so it's in episode 7. And they decided to even put it in the recap in episode 8. And I was like, that's the shot you choose?
I totally missed this.
Oh, it's so bad. So watch this. When she jumps out of this, I don't know how much it's going to show you on the laptop. It's so horrifically bad. It's terrible.
I do remember
and they put
seeing
that. And that's like one of the only things that's really bad, but it's jarring.
It was like frame, animation, flip.
And then when she hits the ground, it's all stuck. And then she just kind of like, they just like spin her. And I'm like,
a little bit of dirt clouds.
That's an easy shot to get right.
Well, that whole shot was bad.
The whole shot's bad.
And if you can't do the shot, then don't do the shot.
100%.
Have her jump out and then just have her land.
Yeah.
Why did they need to have her fly?
It was
really badly.
Oh my gosh. That was one that really shocked me to my core. Like,
That's funny. It's
almost like it's almost like I can't stop watching it.
I kept skipping the recap.
Oh
so.
my goodness. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I just can't stop watching that.
Okay. Episode 5 with our good man, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
Who in this show has like earned a lot of respect for me because his acting was very good.
Yeah, he was good.
He was really good.
He's a good actor.
He is a good actor. He doesn't seem like it in the prequels, but I think that's how he's written.
Yeah.
It's not him.
Yeah.
All of the battlefields they go to, I'm assuming that's Clone Wars.
Yep.
Like, but live action.
Yep. So the first battle they show up to is the first battle that they're together in like the first season of Clone Wars.
Okay.
It might even be from the Clone Wars movie? I can't remember. I think it's the first first season of the Clone Wars. And then the next battle they're at when he's like, I don't know what this battle is. I've never been here. That's the Battle of Mandalore.
Okay.
That's taking place at the exact time that he's like up rescuing the Chancellor in episode 3.
Oh,
so those are like happening simultaneously.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I wanted to say real quick, as far as lightsabers go. The other person I was talking about dual wielding is still Ahsoka, but the younger one. Whoever the stunt kid was doing the lightsaber fighting in the Battle of Mandalore was phenomenal.
She was really
better
good.
than a Rosario for sure.
Yeah.
Just super good.
Yeah.
And that was great choreography too. So I'm like, why is that so much cooler than the rest of the show? You know? It's just weird. It's just intriguing. But yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't really have
any more notes.
No.
So other than that, I mean, I think everything looked really good.
Everything looked great.
I think they used the volume. You know about the volume?
Yeah.
I think they used that for almost all of this show.
Okay.
And in like Mandalorian season 1, it's really good. Season 2, it's really good. Kenobi, it's not good.
Okay.
Boba Fett, it's not good. Andor, they didn't use it, and it shows because it looks perfect. And then in this show, it looks like they used it really well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you really couldn't tell.
There were very few times where I was like, because I was looking for it, I could find it, but I mostly couldn't see it. So I'm really happy about that. Then all the ships and lightsabers looked pretty good. Yeah, things were great. Droids,
dude.
Hu Yang looked great.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how they do it.
Chopper looked really good when Chopper was like, I'm sad Chopper wasn't in the show much, but Chopper's the little orange droid.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a freaking menace.
Yeah, he's cute.
He looked great because he's like way more animated than any other droid like that, but he looked really good when he was animated. So like,
there's not a little dude in that.
Great.
In that, is there?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. And then there's like the Night Sisters, or what are they calling them now? Were they calling them Night Sisters? The witches?
So
looked so cool. Their magic was good. Like,
yeah.
I would say
sword was legit.
I would say visuals wise, everything except for like that one weird scene.
I think there's another time like when they
perfect.
Jumped and it looked a little off.
Oh yeah. They just haven't figured out the jumps, which is weird. Because again,
even in the
prequels, they look way better.
They look way better, but they're still off.
Because they figured out how to cut them correctly. I think these are ones where they couldn't figure out how to edit it right, so it looks goofy. Because they're trying to CGI it instead. Whereas like in the prequels, I think they just did very clever cuts and wire work to make it look right. Whereas this, obviously, they're like, okay, jump, freeze frame, and animate that. And just like move it. It's just,
I think it's also, it probably is good, but it looks off because it's not real in a sense.
Yeah.
You can't jump like that. So it just feels off, even though it's probably not.
Let me ask you a quick question. I'm going to bring up one more video, and I'm sorry. I'll try to remember to put this in the actual video so people can see what I'm talking about. I got one big old jump for you.
Okay.
That It's not huge, but it's way bigger than a normal human being would be able to jump. And I just want to know if this looks at all fake to you.
Oh, okay.
This is close to 20 years ago.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Okay, here we go. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Don't make me kill you. Yada, yada, yada. You will try. Okay.
The big jump over.
Tell me if this looks even remotely fake to you.
No.
No. It's great. It looks so good.
I'm sure it probably had a little wire
It's
on
probably
him.
just wire work.
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing wire work? CGI is not like always the answer. That's my thing.
Well, if they can't find somebody that wants to do the wire work, I guess.
You don't think there's any stuntmen out there looking for a job?
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, but you also have to make them
The
match.
face, and I guess so.
And if it's Ahsoka, that's a little bit harder to.
Yeah.
So was she just wearing something then?
On her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a prosthetic.
But then when they had the thing off, you really.
No, that has to be CGI.
That was it, but it looked really good.
It was
though.
really super jarring.
Yeah.
Because we've never seen that before. And
Oh,
it's like,
really?
yeah, and then she just got naked head all of a sudden. You're like, ah,
You're like,
what's
am I-
happening?
Oh, is
So
this
here's
rated R?
another costuming thing that I don't love, that I'm glad somebody else pointed out. Her, they're called Leku, her like tendril head thingies. Those are like skin,
Okay.
but they look like foam.
They do. And they move like foam.
Yeah. So I don't love that.
So if it's supposed to be skin, it definitely doesn't.
No, it doesn't look like skin.
But how weird would that look? Live action.
Well, let me show you the first live action Togruta in Star Wars. Her name was Shakti. Yeah, I know.
You got all this stuff, dude.
I got all this stuff.
Guys, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm not as Star Warsy as Sam is.
I know. I don't want to waste our time looking up this lady, but she looks.
So does it look like skin?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
This chick looks way better. This is from. I think she was in each of the prequel movies. She was kind of backgroundy, but like, I think it's a little better. But I don't know. She didn't. But she also didn't have to do any action, which I think is a big.
If you're just standing
thing.
there, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to make it look good and not.
They
have
just
to
felt
be
very stiff,
Yeah,
but also
but it's hard.
kind of rubbery almost.
Yeah, rubbery and stiff.
Rubbery and.
That's most of my visuals. Like some of the costuming was like, as far as that goes.
Thrawn looked great.
And the choreography, I would say overall the choreography was bad.
Yes.
Like especially episode 8 when they're fighting the
Especially episode
stormtroopers.
8. That was
very cringy.
like not as bad as The Last Jedi.
Yeah. But all of the lightsaber fights got better and better throughout the show,
Yes.
which I love. So, what are you going to give visuals on this?
I don't know. Everything looked great. All
Okay.
the CGI dogs looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Even them riding on them looked really
Yeah,
good.
that did look good.
The ships, the planets, all the environments looked really clean. I give a 191.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll give it a 186.
Okay.
Because it did have some stuff that I was just like pretty iffy on.
I guess the choreography.
I don't know if the choreography goes in. We've never really fully decided if that's going to go there.
I don't
in
want
the
to say that's
story.
acting.
Acting. That's the thing is it could go anywhere because the choreography is written.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it also in writing? I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, probably story.
It's tough. But
I'm not hurting it here
okay.
in the visuals.
Deal.
I'll hurt
I
it.
am,
I'll hurt
I
it in
think.
story.
Okay, we're gonna just hurt people all over the place. Okay, let's talk about the story.
Because that scene was horrible.
Yeah, it was really bad. Let's talk about the story and the writing. I think here's the thing. I like the story, but somebody pointed out that this entire season could have is the amount of things that happen generally in the opening crawl of a Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the opening of like Revenge of the Sith is like war. General Grievous has kidnapped the Chancellor. Anakin and Obi-Wan are going to go try to find him. There's the Separatists are doing this and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, yeah, I mean, this entire show.
Couldn't you do that for any of them though? Think of Revenge of the Sith and break it out, and it's
you can do Revenge of the Sith in a crawl though.
Why not?
Anakin Skywalker has become Darth Vader. That feels like something that you need to explain. Like you need to show.
Yeah, but I guess Thrawn coming back could be in a crawl.
Yeah.
But it'd be like if they put Palpatine has returned.
They did. Are you kidding? In friggin' episode 9, they're like, Palpatine's back in the crawl. And you're like, excuse me? What?
And then open to it.
So, I don't know. They did the thing that they shouldn't do with TV shows, and they turn what should be a movie into a TV show instead of making a TV show super sick.
Yes. This could have been one movie.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
It could have been half a movie, honestly. If you think about everything that happened, them getting there could be the first act of the movie, right? And them getting there is basically the whole show. And then at the very, very end, Thrawn and Ezra escape, and then...
I think 5 needed an episode.
5 needed an episode. 5 was...
Because that was cool.
I mean, 5 is going to get a lot of points for the story here. I liked the character development of most people. I don't love like Ezra, for example. They keep doing this with legacy characters where they're like, okay, he's kind of a hermit now, so he's not going to want his lightsaber. Ezra's like the 4th person who's done that. And it's like...
Yeah, but then he built one like...
He did, but it's weird that he didn't want it back. And he's like, the Force is... I don't know.
He wanted Sabine to have it.
I'm iffy on it. I know. I kind of get that too.
It's like a ring.
It wasn't as bad.
Do they have a relationship? Are they a thing?
There's a lot of sexual tension there, so I have no idea.
Okay.
But 5... So here's the thing. Anakin shows up at the end of 4 and looks bizarre. And then they pick up right at the exact same spot in 5 and he looks perfect. And I'm like...
Yeah. He didn't look the same.
No, he didn't. He looked
bad in 4. Like he looked...
Yeah, there was something like, way off in 4.
Yeah, he looked like he was de-aged but not correct.
Yeah, he looked like an animated version of himself.
And then 5, he was perfect.
Almost the entire time in 5, it was really good. There were a couple parts where you could see the deep fake. Like just slightly, but most of it, and there were some parts where it was like spot on, perfect. It was really cool. That was the first time we've ever seen him in his Clone Wars armor, live action, like with the shorter kind of length hair and stuff. And so they just did everything in that episode. That is the best. The hard thing about that episode is the first half of it is really all that stuff and is really cool. And then the second half of it is just them flying around trying to find her.
Yeah, it's fine.
Which is kind of whatever.
Yeah.
If we forget about that second half, that is the best episode of a Star Wars TV show ever. It's so good. It's super rewatchable because it took me like I watched that episode 3 or 4 times. It took me 3 times to figure out what the lesson was.
Right.
Because you kind of end it the first time and you're like, what is, like, did he actually teach her something? Or is this just bad writing? Where they're like, you need to learn your lesson, and she doesn't. Then you watch it over and you're like, oh, he's like trying, like, it's the live or die thing. But
100%. Yeah, she didn't want to die.
But like, do you really want to live, or are you just surviving?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's very, very cool. Really good writing in that episode. That is how you're supposed to do fan service. You figure out what does everybody want really bad, and you use that to drive the story forward super well. That's how you do fan service. You just put somebody in for a cameo. Yeah. Which is like, he's such a fun cameo, but it's like, that's not how you need to use him because he's who Star Wars is about.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, you have to use him correctly. So it was really good. And the scene, so he's teaching her all these lessons, and then he pulls out his red lightsaber. And he says something along the lines of, do you choose to live or do you choose to die? And she's like, I'm not going to fight you. And he goes, incorrect. Cold. It's so cool.
And then didn't he say, I've heard that before?
Yeah, it's a different time. He says, I've heard that's a cool line too.
That's a really cool line.
Because he says it twice.
Was that from...
So Return of the Jedi, Luke says, I will not fight you.
Yeah.
He says, I will not fight you, Father. And then Ahsoka says it in Rebels.
Yeah.
So it's like he's heard it twice before.
Yeah.
So that's before I think he has his red lightsaber. I think that's like when they're first in the world between worlds. And she said, I'm not going to fight you. And he's like, I've heard that before. And they go into the world between worlds. He goes to the different battles with her and stuff. And then kind of right as they're about to leave the world between worlds, he gets his red lightsaber out. And she's like, she's like, what? Maybe that's not where she says I won't fight you, but yeah,
but
she says something
incorrect.
Yeah, he says something. She says something. He goes incorrect, and it's just like red lightsaber. He freaking ghetto stomps her out of the world between worlds, and then when he walks through that,
we didn't talk about that. Visuals 192.
Yeah, sorry. Visuals 189.
For that flash of him as Vader.
My goodness.
So cool.
So cool. And that fight is good
Coolest
too.
2
It's
seconds
not perfect,
of
but
cinema ever.
Oh my gosh. It's so cool.
I didn't even care that much about Star Wars, but that was bone-chillingly amazing.
So I once that happened, I rewound it like 6 times, and then I finally like continued the episode because it's so cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
It was just so good. I just think they did a really good job with the story. They did draw it out too much, but at the same time, they like kind of have to.
No, they
don't have to.
They don't
but it's
have
like,
to.
That's the formula they're using, and they're sticking to it. I guess I don't like that they're doing it, but it's kind of what they've done. So I don't know. I think it's dumb, but
was the Mandalorian first 2 seasons drawn out?
Not as bad. Okay. It was very formulaic. It was a video game. So it's literally every episode was like, and there's so many like funny memes about it and stuff, but every episode was like, you need to go to planet such and such to find this person to get fuel for your thing. And then once you do that,
you're just doing side missions.
It's side missions the whole time, which they're good side missions. They're fun, but there are a couple things that are like, so it's different because each one of those was like its own separate thing, which I think actually made it work. Okay. Because it's like little episodes with mini arcs inside of each episode, whereas this is one big arc, which makes the build-up episodes boring. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like taking the last 10 minutes of any movie and making that into an episode. It's going to be boring. Because the conflict is usually like 20 or 30 minutes left in a movie, and then there's the resolve, right? Yeah. And the resolve is always super boring.
Oh, yeah.
It's always people just talking.
Unless you have a cliffhanger.
I guess so. But that's kind of what happened in this show. So,
okay.
But, I mean, I think they did good with the story. What do you think? It's good? Solid?
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I have all of my random things that why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? And I need to just stop. But for some reason, I don't know, with Star Wars, I notice it so much more than other things. Like, when Sabine gets stabbed, why didn't she just kill her? Like, I know she got stabbed, but why didn't she just stab her again? Or cut off her head? Sure. Or, you know, when the planet, not the planet, that temple place is blowing up, and for some reason the robot self-destructs, but it takes like 10 years for it to self-destruct. Yeah. It's like, there's a lot of stuff
like that. Here's the thing. With a lot of those plot holes in the movies, they're all explained in the books. Like all of them. So for example, in episode 1, when Qui-Gon's been stabbed to death, R.I.P., Obi-Wan's hanging from the thing in the bottomless pit, and Darth Maul's just standing over him, not killing him. You're like, why didn't you just force push him and then he's gone, right? They explain about like hands. Why Darth Maul is just like who he is as a person and how he finds much more joy in the taunting and the torturing than he does in the actual killing, all that kind of stuff. And then when Obi-Wan actually jumps and flips over him, in reality it happens a lot faster. Darth Maul is kind of shocked by it. He forgets that Qui-Gon's lightsaber sitting over there. He grabs it and chops him in half, right? Gotcha. In the book, they make it make sense. Gotcha. Whereas, like, I don't know if there'll ever be like an explanation for plot holes in the shows. You know what I mean? So it's like you just kind of have to.
That'd be a whole other movie.
They should have cut off her arm. That's the Star Wars thing to do.
We still haven't got a limb missing.
We got one head chop off, which was pretty great, but also they kind of like hid it, and I'm like, why'd you hide that, bro? Just show it.
Yeah.
But they kind of
got like her whole freaking stomach cut.
That was kind of lit too, dude.
Yeah, it was.
It was good.
That was a cool fight.
What are you going to give the story? Do you want to talk about any of your why didn't theys, or you want to drop it? It's your call.
I thought I can't remember. It was in episode 2. I wrote it down. The Eye of Sion. And I just said, copy Lord of the Rings much.
Oh, yeah. Is the Eye of Sion the big ring?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. And so I was just
There's a lot of copying in this.
Yeah, can we talk about episode 8? The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord?
Kind of cool, kind of cringy.
Have a fascination with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
He's just a super mega nerd. So there's that.
If I'd ever think of Chronicles of Narnia as like a super
right.
nerd.
So this is what I think is cool about that.
Okay.
Is it's all about the kind of teleportation of Narnia, right? So it's like the wardrobe teleports them into Narnia, right? Whereas this show, they're kind of they're essentially teleporting, going through hyperspace like that, just to a different place where things work a lot differently. And so I'm just curious. I don't know if we're going to find out more about this new galaxy and stuff. I don't love the title, but I get why it could be considered like kind of cool. But yeah, when that popped up, I was like, that's going to be a no for me, dog. But I don't know. Maybe it's fine.
The one-liner, or the one really funny part that I wrote down, it was in episode 7, and I think they've just come out of the whale, and they're getting shot at and everything, and Ahsoka's like, at least we have the whales for some protection, and then the droid Hu Yang.
Yeah.
He looks at her, and then the whales leave. Right as she says that. No. Hu Yang says that. He's like, at least you have the whales for protection.
Oh, yeah.
And then the whales all teleport out. And then Ahsoka's like, you had to say something.
Dude, honestly,
that was...
Hu Yang was a great character.
He's probably... Okay, so there's 4 then. Ahsoka, Baylan, Thrawn, and Hu Yang. Like,
very
the best
cool
of the show.
Hu Yang's also just cool. He's been in some animated stuff because he helps all the younglings build their lightsabers.
Like a
and
freaking
stuff.
legendary.
So cool. He's been around for like 1,000 years.
Yeah,
or something.
I know.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, I'm glad they brought him into this show. It's kind of random. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No, he's perfect.
But he was really good, and he had some good sassy one-liners kind of towards the beginning too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when he's talking to Sabine about how she's not good.
I know.
Like you're just not a good Jedi.
Well, no, he didn't even. He's like, out of all the people I've trained, you're like the worst.
Yeah, they're the worst. It's like those guys got no filter.
No.
But it's great.
Overall, I'd give it a 178.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Episode
5 was like basically a 200.
4, 5, and 6 for me were really great. Like if we had kind of just gotten those,
oh my gosh,
it'd have been phenomenal. Because 4 was very, very good.
4 was really good
with
too.
Just Sabine having to make that choice whether she was going to destroy the map or go with them.
And Ahsoka and Baylan's fight was really good.
Yeah. And her just also visuals thing, that transition from the water to the world between worlds was such a beautiful transition where she's like laying in the water and just like pans over. It's great.
It was cool.
But then, there's a lot of, again, just a lot of dragged out stuff, some not so good choreography, some cringy stuff. Another cringy, the entire scene where the 3 of them, Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine, are fighting the night troopers, and they finally kill all of them, and then they do the classic zombie thing where they all come back to life at the same time. Cringe. Total cringe for me.
Oh, see, I thought that was the best part of the whole scene.
I hated it, but
which is not a good scene.
It was all bad. It was all the slowest Star Wars action ever. So
I'm deflecting bullets.
I'm gonna give it a 175.
Okay.
Got some points off. Some really, really cool stuff, especially with Baylan's character. Just the setup. Shin's character, just the conversations between them.
Yeah.
I thought was great.
The reason why this show needed to be a show was for Baylan's character.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So
okay,
go
ahead.
You go first.
You go.
You go.
I got something completely different.
Okay. Well, I have something that 2 completely random.
That's fine.
Okay. The owl.
Morai.
Morai?
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Oh, Craig, if I would tell you about Morai, we're going to be here for a long time.
Okay. I just saw an owl like land and I was like, I assume
really,
that's
really
something.
long story short.
Okay.
Once upon a time, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka accidentally got teleported to the space Bermuda Triangle, and there live the Mortis gods, and they are the gods that control the Force, okay? There's the father who's the balance between the light and the dark. He has a daughter who's the light side. He has a son who's the dark side, super evil.
And the mother.
The mother's a completely different subject. Okay. That's Abeloth.
That's Abeloth. That's what I thought. Jesse said that wasn't true.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But it's weird.
You're wrong.
It's like an adoptive mother.
Okay.
Okay. She's immortal. She was a mortal.
Like pure evil.
But now she's pure evil because she drank from some fountain. That's like a whole other thing. Anyway, the daughter, Ahsoka dies, but the daughter's also dying. So the father gets Anakin to transfer the life force from the daughter to Ahsoka. So Ahsoka's like kind of low-key also kind of like a god a little bit. But Morai is like the spirit of the daughter that like follows Ahsoka around kind of.
Because the daughter's dead now.
Yeah.
Because she used her Force life to save Ahsoka.
Yes.
And why did they do that?
Yeah, you gotta watch.
Okay.
It's like a 2-episode, 3-episode
Is
arc.
Ahsoka just that important?
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, kind
okay.
of. She's pretty important.
But
so that's why at the end when Balin is standing on those statues, he's standing on the statue of the father. Behind him is the son, and then the other one is a crushed statue.
Which is the daughter.
It's the daughter, because she's dead.
And we don't know
she lives on.
We don't know who any of them are. Actually, we just have our theories.
About who the
father, who the son is.
The son, we don't know about because maybe he's just still around as the son.
Okay.
The father, the main theory right now is that it's Anakin.
Right. But we don't know.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Ahsoka's the only one that's like confirmed because you watch her literally. They're like, take her life force and.
Yeah, so Ahsoka's the daughter now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the father might not have been Anakin before, but it might now be Anakin.
Correct. So it could not even be Anakin. It could be Balin. That's the thing is it could be because Balin is not evil, right? He's pretty in between. He was a bad guy in this show because he was a mercenary.
I don't know if he did he kill anybody?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the first episode, he kind of slaughtered everybody. When he leans into that guy, he says, "We're not Jedi," and he stabs his lightsaber to that guy and then murders everybody else. Pretty lit. But so yeah, he killed some folks.
Okay.
But I just don't see a lot of light. I don't know, because he does talk about how fond he was of the Jedi Order, but how it needed to be improved. Like he doesn't have like bad memories, I guess, of the Jedi Order. It's very complex, and it could be anything really.
Okay.
And we don't know where Anakin's at exactly, and that we're hoping we find out. But anyways, yeah. Long story short, that's the owl.
This is 5 years after, right?
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. Yep. Maybe 6.
6. So Anakin's dead.
Anakin is dead
because he's a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Except for in the World Between Worlds.
Yeah.
He was like a human being.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything about that.
No, not really. I mean, no, not really. They did the World Between Worlds a little differently too, because there weren't like portals. So it might have not even been the World Between Worlds. It could have been something completely different. No idea.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, okay. Acting.
I thought everybody did good.
I thought so too. Sabine was like iffy and Ezra was like minor iffy at the end. But also, at the same time, he was flawless because he literally acted exactly like the animated character. Like to a T.
Okay.
Which is like, it's animation, so it's always a little more over the top, a little more like kind of goofy and stuff. And that guy was like so convincing that I was like, that was kind of weird because it's not the same dude or anything. But so at the same time, it was flawless from him, but it's just like animated. I don't know.
Yeah, Sabine, I didn't care for.
And Ahsoka, she's not perfect. She's very good.
Her character was very cool.
Yeah.
But her as Ahsoka was honestly, like, pure honesty, she was just fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say she was fantastic at all.
No.
Like I never
not as
got like emotional or anything with her, or
Ahsoka
like
is so like
isn't she like super
earnest.
snarky?
And she's pretty well, yeah, but that's a lot of like 15, 16, 17-year-old Ahsoka.
okay.
And we've got like 35, 40-year-old Ahsoka here. So it's
and she's
gonna
Ahsoka the
be
White
different.
now.
Yeah. But I just think in animation, even as a teenager, Ahsoka is so much more wise, but not in a stoic way, but in kind of almost an aggressive way.
She's
like very confident
stoic in this one.
And in this, she's very stoic and almost seems a lot less confident about things.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, that's a writing thing probably, but yeah, I don't know. But everybody else was really good.
Thrawn, Balin, and Hu Yang.
The Night Sisters were great too. I really
Hera?
did. Hera?
She did good.
Yeah.
C-3PO.
See, yeah.
That was so cool
he
to
was
see
back.
him again.
Yep. Yeah.
He's a cameo on like everything.
I know. He hasn't been in anything in a minute though.
Oh.
It's been probably since Rise of Skywalker that he showed up. R2-D2 shows up in everything way more than he does.
Is R2-D2 in this?
No.
Yeah.
But he was in like Boba Fett, Mandalorian.
Oh, that's fun.
He's just with Luke, just chilling.
That's good.
What are you
to
going to
know
give
they're in
acting? Zero from Craig.
I'm going to give acting a 4
Okie dokie.
out of 200.
Okay.
And then if you would add 175 to that.
Okay. 180.
Nope. 4 and add 175.
Oh, okay,
179.
fine. I rounded up. 179. Okay. I'm going to give it a 192.
Dang. Okay.
Really only points off for like some of Ahsoka stuff and some of Sabine stuff, but everybody else was so cool and convincing
Hayden
and good.
Christensen. He was
Yeah. Thrawn, Hayden Christensen.
181 for Hayden Christensen.
Dude, you're adding points for Hayden Christensen.
I know. Can you imagine that?
Just months ago.
Just months
You're like,
ago.
no, man, he's a bad actor. And here we are. Just goes to
did
show,
good, dude.
written correctly,
Oh, yeah.
he's great and his
Yeah.
character's great and everything. So, okay. Score.
I have 2 notes.
Okay.
The credit song being legit.
Okay.
And then in episode 6, when Sabine first not meets Thrawn because they've met before, but
Yeah.
when they first meet each other,
Yeah.
I don't know what the music was, but it was sick.
You liked it?
It was sick.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just background music that was legit. So I honestly enjoyed the score pretty much throughout the entire show.
Okay.
The one thing that I missed was no Star Wars. Yeah. But they can't have that in everything.
Why not?
I don't
Give me
know.
one good reason.
Yeah, that's true. They should.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's how everything should start.
Okay, what are you going to give it?
I don't know. What are you going to give it? You go first.
I'm going to give it a 168.
I got 184.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to give it points off because one, rock music in Star Wars always docks at 10 points at least. And in the first episode, when Sabine's like riding her speeder bike away on that road and they like play that rock song, immediately that's a no for me. Like, absolutely not.
Why
and
no
then the
rock
rest
in
of it,
Star Wars?
because it doesn't belong.
Why not? People in the Star Wars universe can listen to rock music.
No, they can't.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Shoot.
It says it in a book.
Oh, right.
It says it in a Captain Underpants novel. So
The Paris plot.
I
of
like
rock
some
music.
of the samurai kind of stuff, but overall, it just doesn't work for me on a Star Wars level. So I have to dock it points.
Okay.
So that's where my 168
Vibe.
comes from.
What are you giving it? Do you have 4 vibe scores?
That's hard. No, I don't have 4 vibe scores. Episode 4 through 6 gets like 199 to 200. If I'm allowed to just take portions, if I could honestly do 4 through the
First half of 5.
So yeah, 4, the first half of 5 and the first half of 6, it's
200.
a 200
in 1.
through and through. Yeah. But then there's everything else. But it's good, and I was happy kind of the whole time that I was watching it, and it felt like Star Wars again, which is that's the main thing for me that makes a Star Wars project good or bad, is if it feels like Star Wars. That's it. It could be the worst thing on earth, but if it feels like Star Wars, it's going to be good for me.
I'm going to do 180.
Okay, 180. I'm going to give it a 190.
Oh,
because I'm going to give it a 191. I know it's not a big difference, but I think
I thought you were going to score it lower.
No, I think a lot of that though is compared to what has been happening with Star Wars. So, yeah.
If this was set in a time when Star Wars is at its best,
yes,
it would be a lot
different.
lower.
It would be different for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. What do you think you gave it?
Oh, crap. 136. 936.
936. You gave it a 915. Pretty close.
Close.
That wasn't close?
No. 915. Dang.
You were like 20 off.
I know. 21.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I guess that's cool.
I probably gave it higher. 9?
Did you?
21.
Oh.
915.
Wait, we scored this the exact
same.
Okay.
Hold on.
So
let me double check my math here. Yep.
The creator, we were off by...
Well, we were each off by like 2 points. We were 950, 970, but we were each off by like...
No, where was the one we were off by like 1 point? Was it Looper?
Looper... Yeah, 696 and 695.
Yeah.
We actually have been super close on almost everything.
I know. Other than 127 hours.
Yeah.
And Star Wars.
Where were we at on Star Wars?
Grinch.
Let's see. Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, we were like 150 off on that.
Yeah. And the
Interesting.
Grinch.
The exact same score. We felt the same way about Ahsoka.
That's so funny.
That is funny, actually, because
And I changed my score
really weren't
like
that
4
close
times.
on any of the scores except for story. We both were in the 170s. Other than that, neither of us were even in the same 10 range. Interesting. We don't have any guesses, really.
No, there's nothing we can do about box office.
We can check Ahsoka stats.
What are the stats of Ahsoka?
The Nielsen numbers. So Nielsen numbers, for those who don't know, is generally considered the most accurate system of telling like how many people are watching a show.
Oh, okay.
There's another one that's called like Sembo or Sendo or something, but like people have to opt in and like plug something into their TV, and they have like I don't know, a few 100,000 users or something, so they just use that data and multiply it by something to just guess.
Okay.
But it's like not that accurate. But where are the Nielsen numbers, huh?
There are none.
Nielsen.
Nobody cares about Ahsoka.
What? Where do I find it?
500.
I might not even be able to find it.
500 people watched the first episode.
Nielsen National TV Measurement. Can I just search a show? What about that? No, you're not gonna let me? Bunch of b-holes. That sucks. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. Nielsen streaming top 10. Well, let's just see what the top 10 shows are. Not Ahsoka.
Nope.
Top 10 streaming programs as of 6 days ago. Suits. Oh, here we go. Original. So here's originals. Let's see. Oh, that was only 4 episodes in. It was number 7. So the numbers will come out a lot later. They usually take a few weeks. But
the numbers usually take a few weeks to come out later.
Interesting. Okay. So, overall, what do you think? Happy?
Yeah.
Happy guy?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited for whatever's next.
Are you going to watch, like, if it's Star Wars, that's just like something completely random, you're going to watch it now?
I don't know. For the podcast, probably.
I'll let you know if you need to.
Other than that, I probably won't.
That's fair.
I'm going to watch Andor season 2.
Are you going to go back and watch anything animated?
I've been thinking about it.
Okay.
I've been thinking about watching the Clone Wars.
Clone
It's
Wars
an endeavor.
is an endeavor, and there's so much filler.
Yeah, I've heard it has some of the best Star Wars, and it has some of the worst Star Wars.
Yeah, I would say if we're just straight up talking the worst, I'd say like Rebels has some of the worst Star Wars. Like the filler in Rebels can be painful. There's an entire episode, 20 minutes, that is just 2 droids basically arguing the whole time about like a shipment. It's horrible.
Wow.
It's bad. But then there's like some awesome stuff in Rebels.
That episode.
Yeah, no, like there's stuff you can skip for sure. How many episodes? So Clone Wars. There's like 150 episodes.
Well, there's 7 seasons.
There's 133 episodes.
They're only 20 minutes though, right?
They are only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm thinking about it. It'll take me a while, but I might. It's intrigued me enough that I have been contemplating it. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Which
that's
has
enough.
Done more than anything Star Wars for a while.
Clone Wars season 1 through 7 is only 54 hours and 21 minutes.
That's not bad.
So you really could just take a few days.
I could finish
off
that in a
work.
day.
Matt does not compute. Beep boop beep boop. Okay, well, that is Star Wars Ahsoka.
That's Star Wars Ahsoka.
And join us next week for Zombieland. Nope.
The Conjuring.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm emotionally prepared for that.
We've already cut
in the chat for me, please.
We've already cut into our October.
Oh, yikes.
So Zombieland is gone bye-bye till later.
It'll come back.
The Conjuring.
Oh, gosh.
I'm so excited. Guys, this is going to be amazing.
Are
you terrified?
I'm really scared. But it's going to happen.
I want to know, can you show me?
I'm going to poop myself. I will show you myself pooping myself.
Gross.
All right, Craig, bring us home.
Oh, man. Join us next week for rotten escalators are cold. Time inside of Newton's talk insanely crap, I can't think of an M that would work. Talk insanely meta. Yeah.
That was meta, bro. That was meta through and through.
Oh,
thanks for sticking around with us through
a long one.
Hardly any time. Well,
but it's a full TV show.
It's a full TV show.
Yeah. Okay.
We will see you.
Go watch it
next week.
So we'll see you next week.